Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the daily SPY. A little bit of a pullback today. It was a nice sell towards the end. If you look at the 10-minute chart, we're going to start looking at the 10 a little bit. A little bit up, can never get above the MAs. Little topping tail here. Volume kind of just sucked for most of the day. Towards the end, it picked up a little bit, and at the end, you had a pretty good last volume close. So, and closed at the lows of the day. So we're going to see what Monday, Tuesday brings, and then we'll take it from there. But on the daily, again, we have some big support coming up with this pivot. So we're going to see if this holds. If it does not hold, then expect lower prices or a setup pattern here, maybe bearish, maybe a little bit of a retrace again, and then the next leg down. Beware of that. If you're long, just tighten the stops. If you're short, just maybe follow it down a little bit, but expect bounces along the way. As long as you stay below this trend line here, and even if we keep chopping at it, like the IYT, where it came up into it, then came up into it, then the IYT started to break down. But again, we talked about this area for a while, especially with the 50 MA here, and we're actually closed below it. And this little follow through day today, I think we're easily going to get down to the 231 area and then possibly bounce, and we'll see how it reacts once it hits there, guys. Volume wasn't bad, 92 million, so keep an eye on that. It is the end of the week, so let's open the weekly up just to see what we're seeing on there. Again, yeah, nothing bad. We're still above the MAs here on the weekly. A lot of support in this area. That's coming from the daily as well, so you got to kind of have a mess there with all the lines. But weekly chart, overall, if you just take out the lines, up, sideways, a little bit bearish, but a little bit bullish above the MAs. But we'll keep an eye on to see where this thing closes on next week. I'm thinking it closes around 230.68, around that yellow line. But we'll see. One day at a time, guys. Not really telling us not much now. A little bit more volume pickup, then I'm thinking we're going to sell a little bit. So keep an eye on that too. IWM. Weekly chart came right up to the highs, came right back in 2 weeks in a row. We're back below the trend line here on the weekly. Still a little bit bearish. You're back below the 50 or the 20 MA, still above the 50 and the 200. So it can go either way. Right now, I'm a little more bearish on these markets. So let's see if we can get another pullback to double bottom, and then we'll see how that reacts. But I'm thinking it comes right back in, and then next wave down, at least to the 130 area on the IWM. Keep an eye on the volume, of course. It was still a little bit light, so I'm surprised we even sold off that much. But again, let's go to the 10-minute chart on this one and close at the low of the day. That's talking to, at least it's talking to me, guys. So, but yeah, two nice reversal day with a follow through. I would have loved to have seen a lot more volume, but let's take what they gave us. Still almost holding this pivot down here, so you got to respect that area too. Double bottom coming up at 132.39. That cracks, I think we'll easily come back down to the 130 area or 128.73, at least the 200 moving average. You got to get through here too. So there's support down here, but let's see how it reacts with the volume and all that good stuff. Let's go into the Qs. Q, same thing. And I'm surprised it's rolling over a little bit more, guys. We got below the 20, and look at this thing, right to the 50 MA. So we're holding that. We're a little bit above it right now. So, nothing wrong. But again, let's go to the 10. Then we close at the low of the day. Oh, my gosh. People want it out. Yeah, so right on the 52. So I wouldn't doubt if it bounces, but watch for the gap down and then maybe the double bottom again and see how this thing reacts. So again, nothing wrong with this one. It is sitting above the 50 and the 200. It has to get back above just like all the rest of them and, and confirm and go for the all-time highs. But right now we're a little bit more on the bearish side. So just if you're long, just protect those stops and let's see where this can bring us. Again, we could go right up on light volume like every other time, but we'll see. Just got to watch a couple different things in the markets in the next week or two and see what see what it's giving us, guys. We let the markets tell us what to do. So right now, look at this thing. It's starting to go. Even this one, we talked about this bearish inside bar, nice pattern. It had a little bit of a micro bull right here, but the overall pattern was bearish. You're below the MA, you're below the trend line until it gets above there and pops above and gets above these pivots, and then it's probably going up. But until that time, this thing's going to probably turn and head down, guys. This was a little bit nice follow through. Not a lot of volume on this one, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it is crossing over with a 20 MA going into price. So this thing starts kind of dribbling down here. This is going to come into price and possibly push this thing down. The 50 MA will come and curl around and hopefully help the matter down the road. So let's see if we kind of hug this trend line, or do we start just great, coming in and hitting this area and then hitting the 200 MA. 192 for me down in here, and if it really starts to go, we'll start filling these gaps. I still think we come back to November on most of these charts. This was just the Trump rally. This was to get everybody, all the retail traders, guys, are in this rally. This is the last party, I believe. But we'll see. You know what? Again, now look at the pattern here. You can even see it even further out. Look at that, down, sideways. That's setting up for lower prices, guys. Unless you know who saves it, Grandma. So keep an eye on her. We make fun of her on StockTwits all the time. So, but you never know, guys. Light volume markets, you can get anything. So IYT, guys. Let's look at that one. IYT. And tomorrow, guys, I'm going to do a live session. So if you're following this video right now, look for the email. If you're a member, if you're not a member, sign up. You'll get an email before we go live, about a half hour or so. I'll probably post it in an hour because the markets are closed. So just, bring a couple stock symbols or some stocks you're in. We'll take a look at stuff and see which way these stocks are going. Again, StockBookie.com, sign up. You'll get the email tomorrow. We're going live sometime. I'm not sure when, but I'll post stuff on StockTwits and all that good stuff. Come on, join the party, especially if you're off. I'd like to get a couple more people in here, some option traders, maybe some fundamental guys. I'm a technical guy, but we can hear some fundamental sides too, I guess. But anyways, IYT, we've been talking about this pattern, guys. Comes right into this area, pops back up. Bullish pattern, we talked about it, but it didn't sidebar. Bearish pattern looks like it's taken over. Came right back in, touched this area of support, closed right there. Let's see if this thing continues down. I'm thinking a couple more days, we're going to be right here, and then we're going to have to see what kind of a pattern sets up. You still have this. November lows are at 141. So just know that we are short the IYT as well. We're short all the indexes, guys, right now. That's our plays right now. Trades are on StockBookie if you want to go there and check them out. Let's see here. Daily IYT. Yeah, so it's pulling back. If you're long, tighten that stop up on this one too. Then the USO, guys, I've been thinking about this one. I'm trying to get oil up because when oil goes up, the markets usually go up. They kind of everything follow hand in hand. And guys, markets rolling over as oil's shooting up, guys. That's talking to us. That's telling us that lower prices to come because all of a sudden, next thing you know, oil's going to be coming down. It's going to be following the market. So IYT lagging, the IWM lagging. There's trouble in paradise, guys. Still a little early. Got to watch for volume. Again, volume disappears. It could go up. Volume comes in. We definitely are going down. So again, though, oil. If you tighten up the stop, if you got this long from the gap fill here, we talked about double bottom here. Boom, went up, came right back in, right off to the races. And we were hoping up into this area, maybe a little higher into this trend line, but we started adding shorts on longs on the SCO, which is the inverse short to the USO. So we're starting to add up in this area, and so far so good. We'll see. We got enough room that if it goes up here, we add more, and then we hold it because I'm thinking the oil going to have one more nice pullback here before it's all over, and then maybe a rally towards the end of the year into Christmas or something like that. But we're going to keep an eye on these markets, especially the USO. Look at her. This is the experiment, guys. Let's make oil go up and see if the market follows. Just think about that one. UUP, again, UUP kind of holding strong today, up 9 cents, nothing crazy. Came off as support, though. Support from the 20 MA on the daily. Boom, right into it. Next day it bounces up. So it held support. Now we're going to look for this. If it goes sideways, this will be still a little bit bullish, but it will be slightly bearish too. But coming into this trend line, let's see if it goes sideways into this trend line. Needs to get above it if you're bullish. If it gets above it, we got to get above the pivots, just like we talk about in the other stocks. High pivot 26.43. If you go out a little bit more, high was 26.83. We got some pivots to go still, so we're not going to talk about that. But honestly, you get back to 26.83, no problem. But again, making lower highs. So that's telling us a little bit bearish. If it could break that pattern and start moving, then you got to look out for the UUP, and then things will get really interesting in the markets too, guys. So, and then the GLD, guys, I actually sold half of this one today. I couldn't take it anymore. I was out, and I was in from 110.58 right in there, and I got out at 122.50 right in here, or 40, I think. I don't have it up right now, somewhere in here. Like, you know what, just take it off. I think it's still going to go up, guys. But if it pulls back, comes back into the 114 area before it takes off, then I'll be whatever I sold up here, guys, I'll be buying right down here. So, and doing it again, or this trend line. This one's not bad if we come down to here. Actually, that's pretty nice. Then we'll have to line it up. We'll have to put the fibs in there, see where it goes. If it goes back up to this pivot, I'll probably sell the rest of it, or sell half of the half and maybe let a quarter run. We'll see how it goes, guys. But the gold trade was a good trade. You know, I'm not going to stick it in. You know, it finally got up off this bullish pattern like we talked about. Here we go. But, you know, markets get a little crazy next week. This should shoot up a little bit more. And I will be out of the GLD. Now look at the Jnug. This is the reason I don't like this stock or ETF or whatever it is. It's down almost 10% today. So the only thing telling me this in this one is profit taking, guys. I guess if you got in from $6 and you're at 762, that's a hell of a trade. And most technicians are like, you know what? Just get me the hell out of this thing. I'll take my 10, 20% or whatever it is, and I'm done. You know, if it comes down here, now this is going to get interesting now. Now you're at this trend line and stuff, so let's see if this thing can hold. It's closed right below the 20 MA, so that's a little bit weak, but still in this bullish pattern. So we'll see. We talked about it coming up, you know, up into the $8 area. So maybe it's got to chop around a little bit more before it takes off. Or remember, if it gets below these areas, look out, because you're probably going to go to 431 or 383. So just, you know, and overall it still is bearish, but you know, you have a micro bullish pattern in here. So you gotta see if this thing can take off on Monday. You know, people get out of it, and then, you know, maybe it goes down one more day, nibble on it again. You know, again, has a mind of its own. That's why I don't trade this one. So, but again, for all those you know, who follow my videos, a little bit weak today. You know, I didn't like that action, but again, you know, kind of did the same thing here. A couple days up, a couple days down, you know, but when are we going to get a candle like this? That's what we're kind of waiting for here. So, you know, we'll have to see how this thing reacts, and then let's see if this thing can take off for us. And then, you know, again, if you're getting to $9 to $10 and you're in from $5, you got to do something with this one. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for tonight for this video. Again, go to my site, StockBookie.com. Sign up, guys. We're doing a live session tomorrow. Get the email before. Hopefully, I can add everyone's name, but do it anyways. We do a lot of live sessions. We're going to do more coming up, hopefully at least a couple times a week. They're fun. You bring the symbols. We try to do some live trading, try to make some money on some trades, you know, setups. People are starting to look what I'm looking for, and it's been a lot of fun, guys, and I really appreciate you guys coming, watching the videos. And I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. I love this stuff, guys. I live and breathe charts, and I try to put everybody in the right side of the trade. We're not going to be all winners. We'll have some losers, but if you do the right size, share size, and all that stuff, and the money management, you're fine. You can do a half size position. If it stops out at 20%, you're not getting killed because it's only a half position. So just remember that. It's position size, charts, you know, which way these things are going to go. And hopefully we can make some money in these markets, guys. Again, thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.